So what? That's the owner of the team, who I guess is also the general manager of the team, who is telling you, you know what, we're going to throw the ball a lot more to our running backs this year. Ryan Clark, what?
The confusing part is he says we got that in. They always have that in. It is always an option to throw the ball to your running backs. This is not a new revelation in football. Matter of fact, running backs catch a ton of passes. Ezekiel Elliott caught 77 one year. When you look at this team, I don't really care what you do. I think Ezekiel Elliott needs to get the ball. And he does have a quality backup in Tony Pollard. But they got CeeDee Lamb. You have Michael Gallup. Obviously, Amari Cooper. You're going to be able to spread this thing out and go one tight end, one running back. And Ezekiel Elliott should get the ball with soft boxes. That's the way you win football. When you look at these teams without this quarterback that you think is all world, you win by playing complementary football offensively, starting with the run, getting into the play action pass. We saw it work with the San Francisco 49ers. We saw it work with the Los Angeles Rams. And those are the last two teams to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. And so Jerry Jones, I don't care what you're talking about. You're not in the meetings. You don't sit there and game plan with Mike McCarthy each week. It's always been in. You could always throw the ball to the running backs. Just get Zeke the dang ball and leave it alone, whichever way Mike McCarthy wants to do it.
I'm not 100% sure he's not in those meetings, but that's a whole separate conversation. Meanwhile, Domonique, I believe you and RC, and maybe you and I, are about to have our first fight, because I agree with him, and I said it yesterday. Give the football to Zeke, primarily because of the difference it makes for your defense, and I know you disagree.
I mean, see, it's different. I disagree with you. I don't disagree with RC, because RC said it very wisely. RC said, run the ball against light boxes. Run the ball against light boxes. You're just saying, run the ball. Give it to Zeke like it's 1985. No, you run the ball when the defense dictates it to you. They had the best offense that they've ever had last year. Why you want to go back to having a bad offense when you are returning your quarterback, returning your top receivers, you're returning your running back, you're returning your offensive coordinator. You want to go back to the days when you were mediocre, when now you are fantastic on offense, all because you think the defense isn't good? Running against light boxes. I'm with you. Do that.
Desmond, let's see if we can make sense of what just happened here. RC and I say the same thing, and Neek agrees with him and disagrees with me. Someone explain that to me. Desmond.
I understand what both guys are trying to say. Listen, first of all, Jerry Jones is probably sitting in those meetings. We know that he thinks he's the smartest guy in the room all the time. You know, he has a high football IQ. So what he said is probably very accurate. But like Ryan, RC told you, they already had that. I've watched Zeke catch balls when he was at Ohio State. Excellent receiver out of the backfield. You know that Mike McCarthy is going to use him as a receiver. But at the end of the day, you want to have soft boxes. You want to be able to spread the field vertically and horizontally. So easy running lanes for your running back, Zeke Elliott. The offense has to go through Zeke. McCarthy understands that. He's going to use him in various ways. I understand both sides, Greeny. So I know what the guys are trying to say, and I agree with you, though. You have to feed Zeke the ball. This offense must go through Zeke Elliott.
Okay, so there we have it.
Greeny.
Yeah,
Greeny.
go ahead, RC. Yeah.
Greeny.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let Domonique shame you, because he's talking about going from great offense to bad offense. I will have Domonique know this. The 2 years that Ezekiel Elliott's had the most rushing yards and the most carries, they were 13-3 and 10-6. They had this, we're explosive on offense. We get all these yards when people are stumping us out in the fourth quarter and we're losing to the Jets because we let Dak Prescott do everything.
That's not true.
That team was 8-8 and lost to a depleted Philadelphia Eagles team at the end of the season. They need to win. They win when Zeke is the guy. I know you want Dak to get his money. He's going to have to get it another way.
They didn't pile up yards late
that sounds like a defensive issue,
They
guys.
were the most efficient offense, which takes all that into account. They were better. They were, just because you brought up the record doesn't mean that the offense was better back then. The offense was absolutely worse back then than it is now. Their defense was slightly better, and they got some breaks. So I agree. The way they fell apart in late game last year was bad against the Eagles, but it wasn't because their offense was bad. It's because their defense was giving them awful field position. So you guys can go back to 1985 if you want to. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
The Bears were 15-1.
That you think will work.
The Bears were
Go for it.
15-1
Knock
in
yourself
85.
out.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.